That chocolate cake is going to stay in that case.
Now, but really, do any of you really have that urge of
No.
wanting something sweet right now? That's, to me, the most important question. That's the most important thing that I think that we could talk about, because before, when I finished eating, I ate to wait for the dessert. That was the best part of the meal. There was no question about it, and I'm sure you were all the same way, right? And I just asked you if any of you would feel like dessert at this point in time. Do you feel satisfied, or do you have the urge? And that is because your bodies are working now for you, not against you. You might say, gee, that chocolate cake looks delicious. But this, as quick as that comes in right now in your mind, you say, but it's not worth having. I don't really need it. I don't feel like I want it. I've had what I need. I'm feeling satisfied. And that's what becoming nutrient sufficient is all about. And these are the things that I find so hard to tell people. What do you do? And I'm sure when you go to friends and they'll say, well, what did she do that's different? I mean, these are the questions that I hear all the time. It's very difficult because you weren't treated like one size fits all. So the way you were treated, sure, the same reception, but as far as program is concerned, would be different than Leandra's, and Leandra's is different than Dr. Ann's, and hers is different than the other several people that I see constantly, because it's individualized, because we're working on a cellular level. And that's why you can lose weight permanently by eating. That doesn't mean that you don't have these things down the line. But who is it that said they went to a birthday party and they had some cake? And I forgot. It was Tanya, and she got really sick.
She had a half a piece of cake.
Half a piece of cake. Now, you know, a half a piece of cake would have gone on one side of my jaw years ago, you know? But just a half a piece, and she's a big girl still. So even just coming to the class, not seeing me on a personal basis, but taking the right nutrients that she needed on that basis, she's getting the hit. So you learn a lot by watching and listening, and that's why these classes are so good, because we're helping each other, and we're hearing everybody has their own experience. And that's really what this is, it's sharing with each other.
This is the kind of meal I've been eating at home, I've been eating out. I can feel good when I'm done. I feel better and with more energy after I've had a meal like this than I used to.
It feels good to eat in the fashion that I'm eating now compared to what I did before, because I ate too many carbs. And obviously that created some difficulties for me. And it's good to know that the things that I'm doing now, I understand how they affect my body better than I have in the past. And I feel so much better.
I had salmon and vegetables, and I don't feel bloated, I don't feel full, I don't need a nap, and I'm ready to go shopping.
Well, I think you've seen a little bit and learned a little bit more as you follow the show each and every week. Hopefully you'll get a few tidbits here and there, and they won't all be from me. You'll get them from the guests and really the patients and clients that I have that will be on the show, as I've told you before, are the guests. I'm sort of just facilitating here. So we're going to learn from each other, and this is sort of the end of this part of the class. This is really, again, a repetition, and yet a lot of new things that are going to be coming up in this next class that we're having. It's going to be 8 weeks starting on September 12th. For anybody wanting information, please feel free to call the office or get on my website. Everything is written there. And look forward to seeing some of you. And I know that these gals will be there on the 12th. And just come up and say hello, because you know you saw us eating. You'll feel very comfortable. Well, you might be wondering, well, now you didn't have dessert. What are you doing for a treat? Well, the treat today is I sort of got roped into this because once a month everybody does measurements. And one of our classes, it was time for them to get measured, and some people couldn't find their bust being the same measurement, or it was bigger even though they were losing weight. So the next week they conspired and decided that we were going to go bra shopping. We needed to have an outing. So now that we've eaten and feeling quite satiated, we are going to go bra shopping together. Now, of course, this is going to be X-rated, so you're not invited. But, hey, if you're in another class with us, you never know where we might go out to. So, again, this is very important because, remember, this is part of self-esteem. It's getting your hair done, it's having your makeup on, it's getting dressed pretty. But you know what? You can have the prettiest dress on the outside. If you don't know how to wear the right underwear underneath, you're not going to look good. And that's what this is all about, part of self-esteem.
Chocolate motherboard cake.
So do you want to know how I stopped eating chocolate? Do you really want to hear the story? I decided there's just no way. I prayed and everything, and I think God wasn't listening to me, or I wasn't sincere enough. I'm not sure exactly what. But I said I really want to get to not liking chocolate. And so I had to get a visual. So I saw ants on the chocolate. And would you believe, just before I moved from California to LA, I cleaned out a cupboard that I had where a TV was sitting that I hadn't got in for a long time to stuff, and there had been little chocolate kisses naturally. And guess what was wrong with all these ants? Covered in ants, and I'm telling you that was a gift, because after that I never had the craving for chocolate anymore. And even if I sometimes have some now, I don't like it the same. I could take one small chocolate and it's enough, and I would have thought that wasn't